All right, so just had the NFP out, and as you can see on the screen here, we've got, let's clear this up a bit, the DXY US dollar definitely just exploded out of the blocks and that after that sort of data drop and that. So main sort of thing, NFP, 150 for the previous. They were expecting an increase to 184 and came in 199, so well above there. And they've also got unemployment rate down. So 3.9 previously, expected a hold of 3.9, and that's also dropped to 3.7. So showing sort of signs of, sort of labour market and that sort of a little bit stronger. And obviously a little bit more confidence in that in the US dollar. And with that, people think, well, if people are sort of still hiring people, they're taking on jobs, they're filling employment rates are going down, well, things can't be too bad. And so maybe the Fed would be thinking, hey, you know what, maybe we could sort of push the rates a little bit more. Well, that's what the market are thinking, and that's why we've seen this reaction from the US dollar. So, I mean, going back, if we sort of jump out on a higher time frame here, this was what we were saying there was a potential play out is this inverted head and shoulders. Although it's a little bit choppy, it is very clear cut with it all. And we can see if we drag this all the way through here, this is where our neckline is. And I mean, this shoulder here is obviously a lot wider. It's come up a lot quicker with this way here, but it has rejected very hard or very quickly, at least initially from the get-go from there. So yeah, that's definitely the level, as I was saying sort of earlier in today, that you want to see a close above here to confirm that this could be potentially an inverted head and shoulders, which could sort of continue through to a bit more sort of US dollar buying through next week. Though you have to sort of drill down onto the smaller time frames. We're seeing it have another effort now, but certainly this is okay. If we get down even lower here, this is the initial pop, and you can see just as quickly as it shot up, it just absolutely hammered back down. And so if we flip across quickly to have a look at sort of things like gold, you can see initial reaction and it hammered straight back up. It's coming down and testing the lows again now as well. So obviously if we can sort of determine what they're actually going to do with the US dollar, are they going to drive it higher? We're going to see gold take out this level, which is going to come down, next sort of levels around that sort of 2009, 2010 level is where we're pretty interested to see if they can get down below. But for now, it is somewhat holding, but we will have to wait and see. It could just be that sort of typical NFP. I mean, NFP is always like this. It's sort of like it'll fly up and down around and that, and all these sort of first-time traders or early day traders and that are jumping into positions, getting absolutely whipped out or trying to hold it, and then sort of putting the stops and then getting the stops knocked out. And so, it's a very tough thing to trade. So really, you just sit back, watch and wait and let these things do. I actually got a couple of gold positions sort of around the sort of 17, 18 level, and I just for a quick scalp got out. I think I was like, look, I'll hold at 24, went to 26. I jumped out at, I think, 21, 22. But it was enough to make a couple of blocks, so I was happy enough with that. Flip across another one that I've obviously been watching. Aussie is very interesting here because obviously Aussie, like this is where the data dropped here, coming down, and the reaction of it was not even that just to sort of come back up to sort of where it was. It actually sort of went above where it was when the data dropped. It didn't get above where it has been in that through the main bulk of the session because it's been slowly drifting down in that. This was the level sort of 2020 that we sort of, well, 2020. It's very late here. It's 66.20 that we'd marked out and we said, look, this is the point. This is where we think the stops are going to sit, just above this level here, the stops. And we wanted to sort of see that sort of punch above there. Obviously, we didn't get that. This was our sort of alert that was set up for it. We didn't get that, and it sort of slowly drifted down sort of prior to there. But you got to have a look at this. That's a very big wick. Yes, it's being sold into for a second effort here. But certainly, whoever's happy to buy Aussie, that's, what are we looking at here? Yeah, that's a 32-point wick. That's a big wick. So certainly there are some buyers still happy to sort of get on board with Aussie around here. So I wouldn't say it's a full commitment with this. It's certainly the numbers support the idea, and DXY has been beaten down for a little while more recently. So I think there's some opportunity coming off the 61% of that massive 3-month run that it had. But for now, yeah, I don't think the market is still fully committed. Hence the reaction and the sort of tussle that you're having sort of with the crosses through these areas. Anyway, that's it from me.